Great play design to attack man coverage.
Well, Damian Harris, I wanted to get him in, but he wasn't there. How about Lamar Jackson finding Willie Snead?
This is really good. You got cover 3, so you're going to get Snead from one side of the field to the other. Move the free safety, get it over that linebacker. A good red zone touchdown for Lamar and the Ravens.
Ravens down 23-17, under 10 seconds left, 4th and 6. The rain coming down harder, and Jackson to J.K. Dobbins, but Danny drops it.
I mean, if he catches that, game slow, they're going to go 70 yards in 1 second in that weather. So credit New England. This was a great win by them.
Yeah, the weather certainly factored into this one. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When you watch that, it was coming down like crazy, Mina. But what did you make of the play calling for the Ravens?
Well, I want to talk about that, Laura, because the weather makes it a little hard for me to criticize the execution, right? I mean, it was raining so hard out there. I feel bad going after, I don't know, the Ravens wide receivers for some of their drops, or Matt Skura, who was snapping that football like he was a bridesmaid at a wedding, throwing the bouquet. Lamar was just hoping it landed somewhere in his vicinity. But the coaches are not above reproach. The rain shouldn't affect what they were doing, and I wanted to highlight a couple of the decisions they made on 4th down in the 3rd quarter. Okay, so you got Lamar Jackson, it's pouring rain. For some reason, they thought it was a good idea to snap it directly to Mark Ingram and shotgun. Ingram hasn't played in weeks, so sure, dial up the Wildcat, even though Lamar Jackson's your quarterback. That befuddled me. And then later on in the game, in the 4th quarter, again faced with 4th and short, they didn't go for it, and that proved costly for them, and I was honestly confused by it. Look, this game, when the weather is this bad, I really truly believe you can only take away so much from it. But we've seen decisions like this all year long for Baltimore, and when the margin of error is small, and it is small for them because the offense isn't as explosive, these decisions can cost football games.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson did comment post-game about the predictable play calling that he had referenced before. He said that wasn't an issue. But, Dan, what do you think has changed from last season's MVP performance to what we're seeing the current version of Lamar Jackson?
I mean, last year was a little bit of utopia, right? Like, you had this offensive line. It was just dominant at the line of scrimmage. And so you could do whatever you want. You always dictated the defense. Then you had this really unique scheme that hadn't been seen in the NFL, certainly in a long time, and how you defend it. You had this personnel that was so difficult to match up with as well. I've hit on those tight ends for such a long time now. So it was a lot of aspects. I don't want to discredit the MVP season, but it was like you were set up to constantly succeed as a quarterback, right? And now this season, we've just seen small little cracks in that utopia. The loss of a Hall of Famer guard, the loss of that third tight end. Now your left tackle's out. Now your best blocking tight end is out. And so there's just these small little cracks at what was allowing you to be so successful. And so the challenge for Lamar is, how do you replicate the MVP season without that environment that was so built upon, or so built for success? And so it's got to be a little bit more better coaching. Lamar's got to play better. This is when the Ravens need MVP Lamar to show up, and so all eyes are on him for the remainder of this season and how he performs.
Well, I'm not about to absolve the Baltimore Ravens of anything. Listen, I know it was inclement weather, but what are the Baltimore Ravens known for? And what did they do against the Pittsburgh Steelers without Marshall Yonder and their left tackle being out? The New England Patriots just ran through the Baltimore Ravens. That's what happened, y'all. Like, we can break this game down. We can talk about Greg Roman and his plan and Lamar and the rain and all of that. The New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels said, we are going to hand the football off to Damian Harris. We are going to let Cam run, and we're going to let Burkhead run, and we are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens at doing what the Baltimore Ravens are supposed to do to people. I'm with you, Mina, as far as the Wildcat with Ingram and the play design and all of that. We all know where the problems lie with the Baltimore Ravens. But in inclement weather like this, who would we have thought would have had the advantage? The Ravens. The New England Patriots flipped the script and ran through the Baltimore Ravens yesterday, y'all.
Speaking of flipping the script for the New England Patriots, new on NFL Live right now, this just in from Bill Belichick, and he was asked about something related to cooking, I think, or one meal that he would cook. He said that he would make Caesar salad, grilled steak, put together the crepe Suzette, He learned how to do it at Middleton's restaurant that he worked at in Annapolis. He had to make it tableside, trying not to set the customers on fire. Now, just for those of you who may not know what a crepe Suzette is, it's one of those things that they make by the table, and they got the flame torch out there. There might be some orange liqueur involved. Either way, who knew that Bill Belichick was dialing up crepe Suzettes like that?
We're learning so much about him this year.
Do you think it's pronounced crepe Suzette? Like more than
What did you just do?
Crepe Suzette.
Oh my goodness, Dan now thinks he's French. Okay, we've
That's
got
a rich
more
people
coming on
conversation.
NFL Live. Au revoir to Dan Orlovsky, and with the product finished with 169 yards, a pair of touchdowns, improving to 3-0 in his young career as a starter. The Dolphins' 5-game win streak, their longest since 6 straight wins in 2016. Dan, when we saw Tua announced as a starter, some wondered if it was really the right move, but now we've seen him, I know you were one of them, now we've seen him really show why maybe it was the right move. What have you seen from him, and what did you see from him Sunday?
Yeah, right now it's this evolution week by week of what their offense is going to look like. A couple nice things that they're doing. Chan Gailey is their play caller. I love the fact that they're putting 2 tight ends on the field a lot. You see this 22 personnel, right? Look, it's going to look like run game. You pull the backside guard, and then you're just going to replace that tight end behind that second level of defense. This is great by Tua. Sees that second level, but watch, no hitch. Foot in the ground, ball gets over those linebackers, and it's great distribution. Then down in the red zone, the ball's just coming out so quickly. You have the bunch up top, and they're going to box to the bunch as those defenders. Well, how do you want to attack it? You're going to take the outside receiver and take away the inside defender. Flat route, and then Jakeem Grant's got to go separate and widen that box. But look at the ball come out on time. Grant's putting his left foot in the ground. The ball's high and on time in the red zone. This team has become so good in the red zone because, Tua's greatest attribute is his brain, how quickly he's thinking and seeing things. So I love the fact of the tight ends on the field, the play action pass, protecting Tua, but still operating quickly. And then he's like Orlando Bloom from Lord of the Rings, man, in the red zone. Like, it's coming out so quickly with deadly accuracy.
Oh, man. Yeah, Mina, that's what all of our faces are saying after that. Really quick, Mina, go ahead.
Too cool for Game of Thrones, but not Lord of the Rings. Sorry,
yeah,
keep going.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Dan,
one of them's real.
if you missed it, Dan doesn't know. He's never watched Game of Thrones. Anyway, it's really fun to talk about Tua, but the Dolphins' defense has really been the story over these last couple of weeks. Since Miami's